beautifully browned, right? They look like they come out of the oven. They smell like they come out of the oven. The whole house smells like there's been roasted parsnips in here. Hey, it's Greg here with maritimegardening.com, and what I'm going to do today is a video where I put you in the situation where you've got a nice meal ready. It's getting close to dinner time, and everything's ready, everything's going great. You got some nice music going, you got a nice glass of wine going, all sort of stuff. Then you realize, oh, I forgot to put the parsnips in the oven. I was going to have nice roasted parsnips, and now there's not enough time. So it takes anywhere from like 40, 45, 50 minutes to an hour to cook parsnips in the oven. What am I going to do? So today I'm going to show you a way to deal with that. Now these ones here were just scrubbed. I haven't peeled these. When you grow your own, I find that I never peel my parsnips, even when they've been in storage for quite some time, cold storage. Anyway, so what we're going to do, we're going to cut these in pieces that are about the size of the last digit of your thumb. All right, so we'll do it like that, and you're going to leave the peel side. Basically, we're going to put these on a plate, a little bit of oil, just like a quarter teaspoon, half a teaspoon. Okay, and put them peel side down. You can do this with any root vegetable, potato, parsnip, beet, carrot. Okay, this works for anything. Okay, I'm just using parsnips because that's what we're having today. We're going to have fish and chips. And actually, no, we're not having any chips. We're having fish and rice. Having fried fish, but with rice. Anyway, I wanted to, because we got all these parsnips to use up, so I wanted to have some nice sort of roasted parsnips to go with them. But there isn't time for that. Now I started this video thinking the camera was on and it was off, so I've already done some of these. All right, so I'll just arrange those on the plate. You're gonna, any little hairs you see, take those off, just the root hairs, right? I find for 4 people or 5, this depends on how many plates you've got, or how many things you have, how many side dishes you have. But this is a regular sized dinner plate, and if you cover the plate with cut up parsnips, that's enough to keep everybody happy. All right. And notice I haven't seasoned this or anything. I got one more here. I think there's room. So I'll just put those on there. So I'm cutting these all on a bias. You'll find these sorts of root vegetables always more tender if you cut them on a bias. That is to say, on a bit of an angle relative to the shape of the vegetable. Okay, so I've covered the plate. I'm going to stick them in the microwave. My microwave has a potato setting. Don't have a potato setting, just assume 4 minutes means potato. But I'm going to use the potato setting. To me, what we have here is about the volume of 3 potatoes. So I'm going to use the 2 potato setting to sort of 2/3, 1/2, 3/4 cook these. Okay, so it's going to be cooked, but not completely cooked. And then we're going to saute them in a pan to brown them up and add some, we're going to season them and add some flavor like that. Okay, so I'm going to put these on the microwave for, where's the microwave plate? Someone's been cleaning my microwave. I guess that's not a bad thing. Let's get that in here. It's like Mrs. Maritime Gardening cleaned the microwave. That's nice. All right, so I'm going to put that in there. Put the little cover thing on there. And put it on the two potato setting. So that's like 6 minutes and 30 seconds, all right? We'll see you in 6 minutes and 30 seconds. About 2 minutes before this is finished, I'm going to turn the pan on and get it heated up so we don't waste any time, right? Because we forgot to put the parsnips in. We haven't got a lot of time to play with here, right? So that's the way to cook parsnips in like 15, 20 minutes and have them come out pretty much as good as roasted parsnips. I mean, they've been sauteed, but you're going to get that flavor, that browning, the seasoning, and all that sort of stuff. It's going to come off so close, no one's going to know the difference, really, right? It's just a different way of preparing it. But again, you're building the flavor because you're browning things. You're getting that caramelization. You're getting that flavor, all right? We'll see you in a few minutes. All right, so the microwave's done. And I'm just going to pull these out. Got the pan heating up on medium heat. Now, one thing when you take these out of the microwave, you don't have to do this, but I find it works better. There's usually some moisture there, just from steam and condensation. So just roll them out onto a cloth like that. That'll just get some of the moisture out. Okay. So when you put them in the pan, it won't splatter, right? You want to be frying them, not steaming and boiling them, right? So you want to wick off some of that moisture with a nice clean towel, okay? Let's go over the pan and get these things going. All right, so we got some good heat going here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the parsnips in here. Sometimes I do these with garlic. Today we're having these with fish, so I think garlic's a bit strong. So I'm gonna keep it a little lighter than that. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit, just for now. And what I'm going to add to this is, of course, some salt. About whatever you can grab between two fingers. Do that twice. Was that a dash or a pinch? I think it's a dash. All right, so 2 of those. Get some pepper here. Maybe I don't know, 20 cranks. This is black pepper. All right, and one thing I really like with parsnips is rosemary. This is rosemary from my herb garden. Easy to save, easy to store. All right, so I'll put that in there too. These are all things I would have in it if I was roasting it. Okay, now I can sort of just toss that around a little bit, get those flavors incorporated with the parsnip. Boy, you can smell that rosemary. I'm gonna put a little bit more in there. I love rosemary. It smells like Christmas tree sort of thing. It's got this wonderful smell. All right, so now I got those going. I'm sure this is sizzling, so I don't need too much heat. I'm gonna turn it back down to medium. And I'm gonna put a lid on here. So the important thing when you're doing this, if you're gonna put a lid on it, you can leave it like this, but it cooks faster with a lid. But you want a lid like this, where it's flared up. Okay, so these will not steam with this lid. All the gas, see, notice how the lid is smaller than here, and it's not cupped, right? It's almost the other way, right? It sort of flares up. So all the steam can escape. Okay, so it's holding the heat in to some extent. It's sort of reflecting the heat back down to the pan, increasing the speed to cook. But it's not holding the steam in, because we don't want to steam these parsnips. They've already sort of gotten a kind of steaming in the microwave, right? Right now we're just trying to cook them, saute them very quickly, but with this lid here, it just keeps the heat, keeps more heat on the parsnip, speeds the process up. These should only need a few minutes on each side, and then they should be all ready to go. Even as it is right now, right, these are soft. Okay, so these are basically cooked enough to eat now, all right? But we're gonna give them a few minutes on each side. Basically, I'll have them like 2 minutes like this, toss it a little bit more, another 2 minutes, toss a little bit more, done, ready to eat. Okay, so we'll see in a couple minutes. All right, so that's been about 2 minutes. Let's have a look. Yeah, you can see, here's one here. You can see things are starting to brown a little bit, right? A little bit of brown there. That's the flavor, right? All right, so I mean, there's no way to like perfect. I'm not going to individually turn over each one. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a toss. Seems to be some of the oil's gone here, so I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil. I got some leftover bacon fat from this morning. If you want to add a bacon flavor to that, we're not going to do that because I'm having this with fish. I want it to be light. But if you were doing something you wanted to sort of get that rustic feel, you could add some old bacon fat to it, give it a bacon flavor. It really depends on your preferences, right? Doesn't really, to my mind, it doesn't really go with the meal we're planning to have. But man, does the house smell good with all that rosemary. All right, we'll give it another 2 minutes like that. Check in with you then. All right, so that is about another 3 minutes there, 2-3 minutes. And let's have a look. We're getting nice browning here. Everything's starting to look at that. That color, right? That's flavor, right? Now we're gonna do one more toss. All right, all we're doing is, these are already cooked enough to eat, right? But we're just adding the salt, the pepper, the rosemary. And if you wanted to add garlic, you could add that too. We're just giving a little extra, flavor here to enhance what these have going for them, all right? So we'll give it 2 more minutes and then we're done. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of the lid there. Gonna call that done. Notice how none of these have stuck, even though I'm not using a non-stick pan. This is just like an alloy pan like you'd see in a restaurant. These are all beautifully browned, right? They look like they come out of the oven. They smell like they come out of the oven. The whole house smells like there's been roasted parsnips in here. If you don't know about parsnips, you never grown them before, there's just nothing like them. They're wonderful. Anyway, there we got parsnips. Cooked in about 15 minutes, maybe 20 at the most, to, you know, to a finish that's not too far off roasted parsnips in the oven, okay? You know, it's arguable you get more flavor in the oven. I don't know, you get more control this way, right? You know, they don't dry out. Sometimes when you bake them in the oven, they can get a bit dried out, depending on how attentive you are and how many things you got going on. When you do it this way, you're in complete control, right? Anyway, let's see what we got going on here. A little bit hot. That's good though. Maybe a little bit more salt. A little bit more pepper. Always good to taste before you feed your guests. All right. But yeah, that's, you know, let's try another one here now that we've done that. Yeah, that's good. Very good. All right, so roasted parsnips, when you don't have enough time to roast parsnips, just microwave them a little bit, then saute them in a pan with some, you know, some herbs and salt and pepper. You can add garlic. There's all kinds of different ways you can jazz this up, but it's a pretty simple way to deal with it. I've been growing parsnips for years. They're, you know, they're an underrated. They're like Rodney Dangerfield. They don't get no respect. They're really wonderful, good tasting, you know, wholesome, rustic root vegetable that's really easy to grow if you live in a northern area and maybe you don't have the greatest soil in the world. I mean, the better your soil is, the better they'll grow, but they're pretty easy to grow, pretty forgiving of different soil conditions as long as they get the right amount of sun, the right amount of water. They're just a wonderful thing to grow, and this is a way to cook them when you don't have a lot of time to mess around. I hope you found that interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to click the bell if you want to be notified when I make a new video. And until next time, have fun in your garden and have fun in your kitchen. Thanks for watching.